Hello class, this is Dr. Arnett. I want to walk you through how to do a simple word study using the Bible program called eSword. Some of you may have it, others of you may not. You may have a different Bible program. This one is free to you, but it is available. And so first of all, you want to make sure that you download it, and here's the place where you get that. It's at www.e-sword.net, and you can see over here to the right the download button. So you would click that and it would open up another window. It'll give you some guidelines or directions on how to download and install it on your computer, and so you would need to do that in order to follow the steps in this tutorial. This is where you begin. So once you have it downloaded and installed on your computer, then you would need to open the program, and this is kind of the first page you would see. You can see that they have the Bible text here, and you'll want to make sure that you select KJV Plus, because the plus indicates that it has the Strong's numbers. Now Strong's numbers, there are some known errors in Strong's numbering, but some of those have been corrected. GK numbers are another numbering system that can be used. Goodrich Kohlenberger or other numbers that can be used, and if you use a print concordance that's an exhaustive concordance, then you might be using GK numbers, and so they would be slightly different than the Strong's numbers. But eSword has the Strong's numbers, and it's a way for English speakers to reference the underlying Greek or Hebrew words in the Bible. So you want to make sure that you select KJV Plus instead of KJV. So once you get that open, then you'll want to go to your passage, and in this case we've selected Ephesians 1:1, and you can see that the verse is included here, and along with the Strong's numbers. Now over to the side you have some commentary material. You can download some of that for free if it's in the public domain, if you want to install it on your system. I didn't install anything here. This is how it first downloaded. I'm just after the Strong's numbers here to help guide you on how to do a simple word study. So you want to open your passage. That means clicking on Ephesians 1:1 if that's your passage and going there. And you'll want to find the definitions to your word. And what you would do is you would click on the word. I've selected apostle here, and so you click on the number beside the word that you want to look up, you want to study. So you click on this number here. It starts with a G for Greek, and then it's got its own special number for that particular word, and that word would be apostolos, and it shows up down here in this window. So you see the word written in Greek. There's the transliteration, apostolos, and then here's the pronunciation of the word, apostolos, and it comes from this Greek word. So if you click that link, it will pull up something else, and then you have a definition here: a delegate, specifically an ambassador of the gospel, officially a commissioner of Christ, and then apostle, messenger, he that is sent. So here's where you'll find your dictionary definition. There are some other dictionaries that you can download as well. So this is using the Strong's dictionary, but you might download, if you go to the download link here, you can find some other dictionaries that you might download and use those as well. Okay. Once you find your definitions, you'll certainly want to make note of those, and then I recommend that you would perform some quick searches. What you do here is, instead of left clicking the number to the right of your particular word that you're selecting, and you need to select words that are important words. Obviously apostle might be an important word here in this context, in this particular verse. Might not be so important in other places, but what you'll want to do is you'll want to do a quick search or several quick searches on that. So what you would do is right click on the number, it opens up this window. Then that opens up this menu list, and you can see that you can do a quick search on G652, which is apostolos. Now the number references the underlying Greek word, and you can click either entire Bible, Old Testament, New Testament, or Ephesians. Now if you did entire Bible, it would really only do the New Testament because it's the only one that has the Greek word in it. You wouldn't have the Old Testament because that's in Hebrew. And here's an interesting thing. You can look at Ephesians and do a search on Ephesians. And what that looks like, the next slide here, it opens up another window. It lists all the places that apostolos in its various forms appears in Ephesians. And you see, you even have a summary here after the verses are listed and after the numbers are highlighted. So you can see in Ephesians 1:1 it's there, which is our usage. 2:20 it's there in a plural form. 3:5 also plural, and 4:11 plural. So you have 4 verses that have it with 4 matches that have that particular word, that particular number. What you would do here is you would look at these usages in your particular New Testament book to help determine possible meanings. So I would do a comparison and see how the writer, in this case Paul, used it in this particular book. You can also do this in other books by the same author. For example, if you're looking in Acts, you might include Luke. If you're doing Ephesians, you might include Philippians, Galatians, and other books by the Apostle Paul. So that's a look at the Bible, the quick search for Ephesians. Also might be interested to look at the usage in the entire New Testament. And that's another selection after you right click the number and have the menu drop down. It will list all the places that G652, which is apostolos in Greek, is listed in the New Testament. You can see starting with Matthew 10 all the way through until it gets to the end of the list. And this might give you some nuances on determining what that word means. Obviously apostolos is pretty straightforward and simple understanding, but it might be used in different senses for different people. It might be used of Jesus' apostles in one place, but it might be used of a messenger for someone else elsewhere. And then you also have those words that might have a number of different shades of meaning that could be used, and so you will want to do some comparisons there. And just write up your findings in your word study. You'll want to include what the Strong's number is. You'll want to include the transliteration, the definitions from various dictionaries. Whatever is important for your particular passage is what's most important, though. So in this particular passage, Ephesians 1:1, apostle is an identifier of Paul, and he's expressing his own role as a delegate, as an ambassador of Christ in this particular passage. He's opening up the letter here. So you'll want to include some information about what that word means, and it's going to depend on that particular word, so the type of information that you include. So that's how you do this in eSword. We also have there are ways that you can do that in other Bible programs, particularly in Logos or in Accordance for Mac, other places or other programs that you can use. But this is eSword. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. It's and it's free, so you can download it. You can use it, and I think it sure beats using a print concordance. Although there are some advantages to using a print concordance, and if you do have access to that, you can use that as well.